But you can see Bernard? Yeah. You can see Bernard.
Diandra.
Okay, so we're going to start the webinar now. I'm just going to mute everyone, just because we want to avoid the background noises. So what we're going to do is basically I'm going to do a quick recap on what we discussed on Monday, and then talk about a little bit about the first order bonus as well. And then if we have time, I'll go quickly through maybe the leadership levels requirement, because in the next webinar on Monday, we're going to talk about bonuses that affects you if affects you in a way that you need to be a leader in order to earn certain bonuses. So if we have time, I'll do that. If not, I will leave it for Monday and then we'll go through the leadership. But I will, after the first order bonus, I'll open up the line and you guys can ask any questions. I think it's very easy with this first order bonus. There has been some slight changes that I've been made aware. So some of the information I had given you maybe earlier on has been changed recently. So I'm giving you an updated version of it. And then we'll go from there, and then I'll open up the line so that you guys can ask questions, and I also will address some of the questions that was sent to me since Monday. So if that's okay with everyone, we will get started. So just to recap on the comp plan. So as you all know, these are the new terms. For anyone that hasn't seen the new comp plan yet, these are the new terms that are happening. We're going to remove the APO and replace it with commissionable volume. APO has been, around 25 to 30%. The commissionable volume now is going to be around 90% of the purchase price. So, you're already making close to 3 times the value of the commissions. There is a PPV requirement, and PPV basically means it's you and your customers, which the current term is members. So there is a requirement in the new comp plan. You do need to reach a certain PPV volume in order to achieve that leadership level, and having the customers there can assist you with that requirement. Now, the GPV has changed in terms of the current comp plan. The GPV means your whole organization. In the new comp plan, GPV means you and your first 5 levels. DPV is what we refer to now as GPV. DPV now is your whole downline volume. So those are the sort of the quick terms that we have changed for the new comp plan, and we just want you to be aware of that. And this is what PPV, GPV, and DPV looks like. PPV is you plus your 5 customers. GPV is you plus your first 5 levels underneath you. And then DPV is basically you, your first 5 levels, and the rest of your organization. So that's the total GPV or the total point volume flowing through your organization. So, the main difference is 18 ways to earn the commissions. In the current comp plan, in the new comp plan, it's going to be 6 ways of earning commissions. We're going to change from a 4-week cycle to a monthly cycle. So it makes things a lot easier for you to track your orders, payments going through, and also when you're being paid in terms of commissions as well. Lastly, the biggest changes is the leadership levels. It's gone from 8 leadership levels to now 18 leadership levels. And like I mentioned before, we might go through the leadership levels if we have enough time. If we don't, I will definitely cover that in the next call. So, the 6 bonuses which we covered the other day was the power seller bonus, the ordership bonus as well. We're going to cover in today's call, which I should have been covered in the last call, was the first order bonus. We accidentally skipped that, but we'll cover that today. And if we have, these are the other bonuses of the 6 bonus, which we'll be covering in the next 2 webinars that's coming up. So just a recap on the power seller bonus. Very simple. It's basically you and your customers. If you combine your total orders, if it reaches a certain point volume, you will earn a certain percentage. So there's up to 3 tiers of commissions that you can earn. And based on, the number of people or the number of point volume you combine, you get a certain percentage. So the first tier is between, 150 to 499. You get 5% of the total order. Now the second tier is 500 to 999. I'm just going to try and mute the line just again for a second, folks. Just so hopefully that's a little bit better. So the second tier is between 500 and 999 point volume, and you get 10% of that the purchase order. Like I mentioned, the CV is 95% of the purchase order, and now tier 3 is basically anything over 1,000 PPV. You get 15%. So that's like a lot of money upfront for just you and your customer. You don't even need to be a leadership level to get this sort of money, and people coming in straight away. All they need to do is get these orders combined. Even some customers that you have right now that are ordering on multiple position, now you can convert them to come and order just from one position, and therefore earn the commissions from it, from your own personal orders as well. So that's a very big draw cut for us at the moment. So that's the recap of the Power Seller bonus. The Ordership bonus, I got a lot of queries from this one about it. Just to let you know, the AQ Personal is basically you and your 5 customers. Like I mentioned in the call, your 5 customers, you do need them to have 100 point orders each. It's not a matter of, one person having 98 and another person having 102. That doesn't mean you have 2 associates with 200 PV. The system will read that you only have 1 associate with a 100 point order. So, you do need to have 5 customers, minimum 5 customers with a 100 point order each in order to earn the commission. Now, there was questions of, do I need to have an order? No, you don't need to. But like I mentioned again, it's very hard for you to sell the business if you're not a product of the product. But you don't need to have an order to earn the commissions. The Team AQ is very similar to the personal. The only difference is that you have to help your 2 business builders to find their 5 customers of 100 point orders each. And then you will also get $300. Now, I did have a question of someone asking, what if I don't have my personal 5 customers? Do I still earn my team bonus? Technically, no, you don't. You will need to earn the personal AQ bonus in order to be entitled to earn the AQ team bonus. It has to be within the same month too. So you can't technically, have your AQ bonus say in this month, but you didn't get your team bonus until next month. But for next month, you didn't have your AQ personal. It means you also miss out on your AQ team. So you need to be entitled to have your personal first. You need to qualify for your personal before you can qualify for your team. If you don't have your personal, you don't qualify for your team. Does that make sense? If not, I will readdress it when we open up the line. So that was a question raised. So I just want to sort of address that. So how does it basically look like? It's you and your 5 customers. You yourself will get your personal AQ of 75. If you help 2 customers, or not 2 customers, sorry, 2 business builders, help them to find their 5, you will get an additional 300. And again, it has to be within the same month. If it's in different months, certain bonus will not trigger. So, you will be getting $375 US. So again, just to reiterate, it is US dollars. So if you do a quick conversion with today's figures, it will be close to, $450 to $500. Now, that's a check of more than a regional, and you're sitting on a regional volume. So, you're making almost 3 to 4 times as much as the regional at the same volume. So, that's already quite an exciting news for a lot of our people. And don't forget, because you are at a regional level, again, you will be earning, the regional bonuses as well, or the other bonus associated with it. But this itself is, close to $500 for you. So you'll be earning that plus on top of whatever else you earn as a regional. So today's call, that's the recap of what we did on Monday. Today's bonus I want to touch on, which I should have been touching on Monday, was the first order bonus, because it's also a very easy one to explain. There is a little bit, like I did mention to you, there has been some changes since the last call. So I just want to sort of address that for you. Now, the first order bonus is very simple to explain. It's basically when an associate join up for the first time, they pay a registration fee. Now, the registration fee doesn't include product purchase. It's a one-off fee that they pay, not one-off fee, an annual fee that they pay in order to become an associate and be able to participate in the commissions in the business side of things. So when they pay that, then within the first 30 days or 31 days, they must purchase a product. In this scenario, it's actually a value bundle. They must purchase a bundle in order for you as the enroller to get 15% of that commissionable volume. Now, the commissionable volume for this is 60%, 60% of the value of the bundle. So, like I mentioned before, commissionable volume was 95%. For this particular bonus only, it's 60%. So 60% is what we take away from the bundle. So let's say, for example, the bundle is worth $300. We take 60% of that, which is around $180, and you get 15% of that $180. So this is the only bonus where the 95% commissionable volume doesn't apply. So, but the good thing about this is very similar to, your direct bonus at the moment. When you register someone on the 150 pack, the 360 or the All-Star pack, you get a direct bonus. This is what this is the equivalent of. Just to let you know, we are putting in different bundles in place for the field to be able to, introduce the prospect onto. You have your value bundle, you have your medium value bundle, and then you have your high range bundle. And, the high range would pay you a lot more than what you would be getting, at the All-Star sort of thing. So that's the sort of advantage of having this. But I just need to, like I mentioned in the past, I must correct myself, because I did share that, the first order bonus applies to any automatic order. In this case, I have been confirmed by the US that it only applies to the bundles. If they don't order a bundle, you won't get your first order bonus. But, that's only 15% of whatever bundles they were going to choose. You still get to earn the other commissions that's available for them, whether it's the leadership bonus, the level bonus, or the infinity bonus, depending on, where you position this new associate. You do get that as well. The only difference is now is that you don't get the 15% first order bonus if they don't choose a bundle. So that's the only clarification I really want to address with you folks. I do apologize for, sharing the other information, because I was given that information in the past. It has been slightly changed on that. So that's basically what the first order is about. You do need to get them to purchase something within the first 30 days. If they don't purchase anything within the first 30 days and decide to buy it after 30 days, the first order bonus does not apply. So hopefully that makes sense to you. It has to be within the first 30 days. So we don't count the day that they sign up. It's after the sign up day, then it's 30 days. So you have to get them on the bundle in order to achieve that first order bonus. Now, like you might question, if I sign someone up on the 15th of that month, but the first 30 days means it goes into the following month. So you will still get your bonus in that following month. because it's still within the first 30 days. Okay, so that's basically the first order bonus. I will sort of open up the line just quickly, and then if you have any questions, if no question, then I'll go straight into the leadership levels, just so that you can get an understanding of what it's all about, and what you need to do to plan for it. So I'm just gonna, if you have a question, just raise your hand and then I will unmute you. So I got actually Robin here. So Robin,
Yes, Stephen, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, the question I'd like is on what you've just said. Do they have to purchase another order in those first 30 days after they've bought a bundle? So they buy a bundle plus another order. Okay,
with the bundle, we're going to be creating a few bundles. Most of the bundles that we're going to be creating will be able to allow you to have it on automatic orders. So they can continue on that automatic order bundle. So it will be discounted and they can continue that. There is certain bundles that is only applicable for one time. So if they purchase that bundle for the one time, then they'll have to, select another bundle to choose or to place another order of an automatic order.
Okay, so, and does that have a certain number of points, like 100 points or 150?
Yes, so most of the bundles we're going to create will have a minimum of 100 points.
Okay.
There will be some, like I said, the higher value bundles, there might be more points allocated to it. So what the US has done at the moment, the US has shown some of their bundles. They have a bundle that starts from $150 US all the way up to $1,000.
Right.
So you get, the 15% of that 60% commission volume.
Yes.
But some of the bundles they created is only for one-time orders.
Yes.
Okay. So hopefully.
What about when you mentioned they've got to put an order in the first 30 days for us to be able to get that? That's what I was more interested in, is that order that they have to put in on top of that bundle?
No. It's just the bundle they purchase.
Okay. And that counts for the first 30 days?
Yes. Correct.
And then the next 30 days, it's like what we're doing now. They'd get their automatic order.
Yes, correct. And then you'll get paid the full commission volume.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, Eric. Eric, you're on.
Stephen.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to make this clear in my head. If somebody comes in and says, look, I like what you have got. I'd like to buy, let's say, $1,000 or more worth at one stock, okay, at one hit. But I don't want to have any automatic order, and I just reorder again when I'm depleted with my stock. Would that be possible too now in future?
No, it has to be on the bundle. So if they decide, they want to customize their own bundle, then no, you won't be paid the first order bonus. It has to be the bundles that we created. Then you select those bundles. And then, if they don't want to continue the automatic orders, that's fine. They can come back again afterwards. But if they decide not to purchase anything within the first 30 days, you won't be entitled to that first order bonus.
No. What I mean is, when we talk to people, we never believed in signing them up and then let them decide when they order the products. We always had to order with the sign up, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So what I wanted to know is a possibility if somebody says, look, put me an order together for 3 months. I'm going to buy it all at one hit for 3 months.
Yes.
Okay. And can they do that? And you still get a commission.
So do you mean all generating and shipping on this 1 month? Or are you going to break it? Or you're going to break up their orders for them so that it be shipped each month? I just want to clarify that.
They just want to have all. Let's say for let's say for a moment you have a $500 bundle.
Yes.
Right. Let's say for a moment.
Yes.
So this may be all the products for 1 month, right? And he says, well, I'd like to buy 3 months in advance.
Okay. Yes.
It's up to $1,500 and he orders them right away in the same business period, in the same month, you still get your commissions, right?
Okay, that's a good question. I will need to verify that with the US, but my understanding is that you can only earn on one of the bundles. It can't be multiple bundles at the one purchase, if that's what you're trying to get.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's my understanding, but I can verify that with the US and then give an answer in the next call, or I can email directly and let you know about that. But my understanding is just it's on the one bundle, even though you're purchasing 3 bundles at the one time.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
If you could clarify, that would be really good.
I will. Any
Okay, thank you.
question? I saw a hand up before, but I didn't know who it was. Is there any other question? Nope. If there's no other question, I'm gonna go into the leadership levels and tell you the different leadership levels that has been assigned by the US when the new comp plan now rolls in. So just bear with me for a second as we continue with the presentation. So with the new comp plan, you're going to see a lot of new changes in terms of the leadership levels as well. And the leadership levels is actually quite very different to what you see now. We even remove some of the current leadership level and replace it with a new name or existing name that is that's changed a bit. So the thing that we want to really address to you is, like I mentioned to you already in the past, that it's 8 leadership levels currently, but there's going to be 18 at the moment. With the eight levels, it makes it hard for a lot of people to, let's just say, go from regional to nationals, because that's almost 4 times your business. And for you to develop your business 4 times and not get rewarded for it is quite difficult, especially if it's in between. While you're in between transitions, say for example, you're regional at 1500 GPV compared to a regional that's sitting at 400 GPV, you're going to be making almost the same money. There might be a couple of few dollars difference, but it's almost the same in terms of, why would I double my business and yet only earn a little bit more? In the current comp plan, that's what it's like. And the new comp plan is going to be a lot better in terms of we're going to have different leadership levels instead in the way for you to achieve, so that you can be earning more money as you climb your leadership level. And that's what we want to sort of address at the moment, because it feels like, a lot of people, like Abala once said, there's no incentive for our current leaders, especially between, executive to presidentials to platinum, for them to go from one leadership level to the next leadership level, if in between they're not making more money than where they're sitting. So for example, a platinum presidential sitting at 300 and let's just say 360,000 volume, compared to a platinum presidential sitting at 4 million volume, they're making technically almost the same amount of money, yet there's no incentive for someone to be sitting at 360K volume to grow to 4 million. So where's the incentive for them to do that? There's actually none. You're better off just staying where you are and just getting the money that you will receive at the same as platinum presidential sitting at 4 million. So the new comp plan, what we have done now is to insert smaller steps along the way for you to get there. More steps for you to achieve more commissions. The more you climb, the more you'll be awarded. That's the whole point of building your business, right? You don't want to be building your business and seeing the same amount of money. So the new comp plan will allow that changes for you to, as you grow, you get more money. And that's what network industry should be all about. So this is the leadership level that is That's going to be implemented on the 1st of July. So you can see the associate, and then we have inserted a silver and a gold associate. Then it hits director. Now our director right now is basically your regional director. It's sitting at 1500 volume. Then while you're climbing to your national, you got your silver director leadership, which is sitting at 2500. Then you got your gold director leadership, which is at 4000. And now you reach the 6000 volume, which is your executive director. This has replaced your national director. So we're going to get a lot of new executive directors when the new comp plan kicks in, because you're going to be changing your title from national to executive. And for some of you, you're going to go on to silver executive and gold executive. Gold executive is basically the same volume as an executive right now, but we're going to call you gold executive because we want to award, people along the way. And the last thing is presidential director will stay the same, but the only difference now is that you only require 40,000 volume. It's no longer 60,000 volume. So, that's almost 1/3 of your business that you can achieve without having to push so hard along the way. So you're climbing the leader ladder a lot easier, and you will be making more money as you go along. You're definitely like a silver associate will be making more than an associate, and a gold associate will be making more than a silver associate. So, there's no distinguish now between, an associate and a regional where you almost make nothing, and a regional and a national where you're almost making the same money in terms of if you have this volume of 5,000 compared to 1,500. So that's what we have done. The leadership level have allowed you to be rewarded as you climb the corporate ladder, the leader ladder. So next is, you got your presidential, then your bronze and your silver and gold, and then of course your platinum. It all stays the same. The new leadership level we have inserted, to incentivize people to grow beyond the platinum is what we call the 1st star platinum, the 2nd star platinum, the 3rd star platinum, and the 4-star platinum. And of course, the highest leadership level now is our crown platinum ambassador. That's one of the highest leadership. It is the highest leadership level in the comp plan, and it is where you're going to be getting paid the most money. Like I drew an example of if you achieve that leadership level, it's almost you getting awarded or getting the same money as a CEO of a large organization. That's how much potential income you could be earning if you reach that level. In the past, in the current comp plan, if you were sitting at 360K volume platinum presidential, you'll be making the same money as a platinum presidential that's sitting at 5 million group point volume. So, there's no incentive for people to grow so far ahead. You grow up to 360 and you stop there. But now there's an incentive for you to get higher, because as you grow higher, the more income you will earn. And the more, more income you earn, the more your life will change. Isn't that what we're all looking for? So this is basically the comparison for you to have a look. Comparing the current comp plan to the new comp plan, the leadership level. So, you got the associate there at the same volume. Then we have inserted the silver associate and the gold associate. So these are small stepping stones for you to achieve as you grow. And like I mentioned, you will be earning more money as you reach these leadership levels. And then once you reach regional in the new comp plan, you'll be known as a director. And now when you're at director, you can try and achieve to go to the 6,000 volume. But in between, you can go towards silver and gold. Again, you'll be making more money than the previous leadership as you grow. And when you reach 6,000, you become an executive now. It's no longer national, it becomes executive. Then you aim for silver executive, which is at 10,000 volume. In the current situation, a senior national director is at 12,000 volume. So, this is also reduced. So it's a lot easier for you to, achieve that next leadership level. And then after that, you can go on and achieve the gold executive, which is at 20,000. And now you can see the presidential director is at 40,000. So it's a small steps along the way for you to achieve. And now, the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum still stays the same. The only difference is now we have inserted 5 additional leadership level for you. And so these leadership levels, of course, there is requirements like the current comp plan. We do require you to build it a certain way, or certain structure. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Yep, there is a certain structure you need to build. So for a silver associate all the way up to an executive, during the I just want to put a note here for you. What you're seeing right now is during the transitional period. This is what we're looking at implementing on the 1st of July up to January 2018. The reason why we're putting this in place is that we're giving you guys more time now to adjust to the new comp plan. The new comp plan do have the requirement of additional requirement in their qualification. Like if you look back at the beginning, there's the GPV volume requirement or the terminology. In here, you can see there's no GPV requirement. So GPV requirement in the new comp plan, there were, for those that were at the Sydney training, there were some minimum requirement that you need to achieve within the first 5 levels. There's a minimum volume you need to achieve. But during the transitional period, you don't need to focus on that. What you need to do is basically focus on getting your 5 customers and building your 2 associates and duplicating that. If you do that, you will be in a position of when the new comp plan fully is transitioned into, you will be in a good position. But in the meantime, during the transitional period, we're going to not enforce as many of the rules as we wanted to, and give you guys more time to prepare for that. So let's go through quickly some of the changes. If we just focus on that, it's no longer 65-35% rule for your leg structure all the way to executive. It's now 60-40. So we will only count a maximum of 60% volume in one leg. So that's what it's saying, 60% volume in one leg, and the remaining 40 will need to come from your side volume. So, a second leg or a third leg. But during the transitional period, for a lot of us, it's mainly going to be 2 legs. There will be, when we go into the full comp plan, there's some leadership levels like the national executive, you might need 3 legs. But during the transitional period, it's only going to be 2 legs. So let's look at this very quickly. So some of the requirements you will need as a silver and gold, you need 100 PPV. Currently, in the current comp plan, everyone needs to order a 100-point order in order to earn commissions. In the new comp plan, you will still need that minimum, but like I mentioned, PPV also means your customers as well. So we're going to combine your orders plus your customers in order to reach your minimum requirement. So for this transitional period, silver and gold associate only needs 100. A director all the way to executive needs 150. So for most of you, you're already ordering that many. You're already ordering 150 point volume. But for those that are not, the only difference is, you just need to go out and find another customer to help you get that 50-point order. If you were ordering 100 point right now, you just need to go and find another customer to order an extra 50 point for you. And therefore, combining your order with your customer, you will reach 150. So that's sort of the transitional requirement that you need. So bear in mind, there is the difference between the volume. So you're no longer 100 anymore. For some of you, will be 150. So just bear that in mind. The leg structure come 1st of July becomes 60-40. So, in the past has been 65-35. So those are the main 2 things you need to really focus on. Before I go into the next slide to show you the next group of leadership, when you see the active legs, just to clarify with active legs, it's basically an associate ordering a 100-point order. That becomes active. That will, the computer will see that as an active leg. So it's, when you see in the later requirement, especially in the next slide that I'm going to show you, it will say you need 3 legs, but the requirement of the leg structure is still, 70-30 sort of leg requirement, basically saying we will count the maximum of 70% coming from one leg, and then the rest of the 30% will count from your other legs. So you can see from here, in the next slide, is a silver associates still only require 2 active legs, but a gold associate and onwards will require 3 or more legs. As you can see with platinum presidentials, they need 4 legs. But you can see here, I'm not sure where it says maximum leg, where it says 70-30. What this is saying is that technically you only need 2 legs. So, for people that are working on building depth, this could really benefit them, because you can count 70% of your volume from your power leg, and then 30% of your volume from your second leg. But, for a gold or presidential, you do need to have 3 legs. So your third leg can just be a 100-point order. That's how simple that can be for a lot of people that are trying to build depth. You just need to maintain the third leg with a 100-point order, and that will qualify you to achieve these leadership levels. So, but if you build it that way, you're not going to make the same money as someone that's going to be building 3 legs with the proper equal volumes. The new comp plan do reward you more as you keep the volume closer to you. The closer the volume is to you, the more you will make. But it depends on how you want to build your organizations. You might want to speak to your upline to discuss the strategies on how you want to do this. But this technically will allow you to build depth because of this 70-30 rule. So you got to remember, it is 60-40 up to executive, and then from silver executive onward, it converts to 70-30. So that's the sort of the biggest difference that you will see. And 70-30 is, like I said, these are the requirement here. So 70% of 200K is, we will count the maximum of 14K volume in one leg. You need the other 6,000 in your second leg or combined with your third leg. So that's basically your qualification requirement. But for anyone that's aiming to become bronze and above, there is one more requirement you do need to meet. This is one of the qualification criteria for bronze presidentials and above. So if you're aiming to be one of these leadership levels, there's one more minimum structural requirement. Structural requirement means, besides building the correct volume, you do need to have a certain number of leaders and a certain number of legs as well. So for an example, a bronze presidential director only needs 1 point in order to be qualified as a PD. Just to show you up here, each of the leaders that you develop underneath you, depending on what sort of leadership level they achieve, but they do need to achieve a minimum of gold executive, we allocate them a certain point value. So for example, gold executive is worth half a point in your organization. If you have a PD in your organization, it's worth 1 point. A bronze PD is worth 1.5 and so forth. So for you to be a bronze presidential, you need to have a minimum of 1 point, which means you need a minimum of leaders in your organization. So for example, to be a bronze presidential, besides reaching, the 60K volume, you do need to either have 1 presidential director or 2 gold gold executive. Now, when they do say 1 point, or the point requirement, they do mean, you know, we will only count the highest leader in that leg. So for example, you know, if you have an executive and a presidential director in the third level down, the presidential director becomes your highest leader. So therefore, that person will be counted as this, the point. You will be awarded 1 point. But if you have, say, for example, an executive, and then suddenly you have a silver, and then you have a gold, that gold in your fourth level becomes your highest leadership person in your organization, and therefore you will have be awarded half a point. And similarly, if you have a presidential, because they're all the same level, you will be only awarded 1 point, because we're looking only for the highest leader, and because they're all at the same level, it's still technically only one leader. So therefore, you only be awarded 1 point in that situation. So when you look at silver here, silver requires you to have a minimum of 2 gold executives and also 2 points. So what that means is you need to have a minimum of a gold executive in one leg, actually in 2 legs. So 2 gold executive, 1 in each leg. But you also need 2 points. 2 gold executive will only give you 1 point. Now, where do you find that extra point in order for you to qualify as a silver? You either need to have a third leg with presidential, or 2 more legs, so 4 legs in total with a gold executive in each leg. Or alternatively, you can have 2 legs, but with 1 presidentials in each leg. So therefore, 1 presidential in each leg will give you your 2 points and the minimum requirement of 2 gold executives. So hopefully that makes sense. As you go along, you know, gold will need 3 minimum gold executive and 3 points. Platinum presidential needs 4 gold executive and 4 points, and so forth. So that's how the points is required when you become bronze and above. There is that additional requirement, and that's basically the leadership levels. As you go up, we'll get into more details, and I can sort of share with you, you know, some of the leg structure requirement and how it looks like, if that's what you want to see. But basically, that is all the leadership is, the leg structure is all about. So I thought I just want to share that with you, and then in the next webinar, it becomes easier for you to understand, okay, this is the leadership level I need to achieve, because this is the bonus that I will get for achieving that leadership level. So I'm going to now open up and if you have any question, just raise your hand and I will sort of unmute you, and then you can ask your question. Seems like everyone seems to understand the leadership levels. I can't see any hands up. In that case, if you don't have any question at all, we're gonna call it for the night. The next webinar will be held on next Monday at 11 o'clock Sydney time, which is AM. So in that webinar, we're gonna be addressing the next 2 bonus, which would be the mentoring bonus and the junior level bonus. So we will sort of address those 2 bonus next in the next comp plan. And if you have any questions in the meantime, just shoot me an email and I'll try to reply to you as soon as possible. And also, I just realized there's actually a chat option here. We do have a question asking from Sharon, asking approximately, or someone's asking, actually Pam is asking, what is the cost of a sign-up and is it a fee each year? And I think Sharon has already addressed that. But just to answer your question, Pam, there is a registration. The fee at the moment hasn't been finalized, but the US is looking at $49 US dollars. That is an annual fee you have to pay in order for you to earn a commission. You don't have to pay that annual fee if you don't want to earn a commission. But in order for you to earn it, you have to pay the annual fee, and that annual fee would entitle you to business tools such as Success Tracker and other access to other requirements. The next question I got is, do you have a time estimate for finalizing the new comp plan? At the moment, they're looking at 1st of January would be where the final comp plan will be completed, hopefully. But again, they will let us know when that would happen. If there's going to be any changes, they will let us know and we'll let you know. But at the moment, it's looking like January 2018, but that's not 100% confirmed yet. I got Margaret who wants to ask a question. Just going to unmute you, Margaret.
Thanks, Stephen. With that annual fee and your comment about Success Tracker, does that mean the annual fee gives us access to Success Tracker without paying that monthly payment?
Correct. You'll get an annual service of it, and any other business tools we're going to throw in with that registration. We're looking at a couple of other options. This hasn't been finalized, but some of the options we're looking at is being able to give you access to the app as well, giving you access to certain website that you can create for yourself and so forth, but it hasn't been finalized yet.
So basically that will be a big saving.
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
No problem. Wendy, do you have a question or?
It was more just, I think having that all included would make it easy because it's simple and it works, and then you don't have to be worrying, and if you just get on with sharing the story.
Yes,
and
correct.
all that extra angst out of it. So I hope you can do that.
Yeah, we'll hope to be able to finalize that and then let you guys know what the registration will entitle you to. But it's definitely going to be business tools so that you're equipped to build the business. Okay, I did have one last question here. It's saying about the loyalty credits update. Just to let you know, we haven't got any updates yet. They're still working on that. So once we have get confirmation from the US, we'll share that with you, whether it's in the next webinar or the webinar thereafter. But once we get it, we'll definitely let you know. So I think that's it, unless I'm missing anyone else. Otherwise, have a good night, and we will have the recording for you up and running, and then we'll share that with you. So I'm just going to unmute you all and say and let you guys say goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, thanks for coming on webinar. All right, have a good night. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
See you, Chris. Good night. See you, Mari, again. Hi, Sarah.
Bye.
See you.
Bye, Mary.
Hi, Chris.